Welcome to the Real Monica Adams podcast, brought to you by our friends at Invita Health and Wellness. If you're brand new to the show, let me welcome you aboard. It has been an incredible ride since March 1st. You know, I stepped away from television back in January to do just this, to impact the world, to change your life on a huge level, mentally, physically, spiritually. I've been a personal trainer for 25 years. In the industry, many in the industry talk about just the physicality of it all, right? People come to you and they say, oh, I want to lose this many pounds. I want to be in this particular size. And it's all, what's holding you back in life? Was there depression? Is there trauma? Is there abuse? Because if that is right here weighing on your shoulders, the weight's never going to come off. Understand that. The tools that we give you on this show, I hope will impact you and get you to a point of where you want to be on that path, on this incredible journey that we're on together. You know, we've been bringing amazing guests from all over the United States. I love it. More and more people. We want to impact the world and change the world on a massive basis. You know, that's why I walked away, because everything that I want on this show is to change your life, to get you on the journey of where you want to be, and to impact you on a positive level. And we're doing just that, whether it's you and I together or it's with our incredible guest. And one of them is in studio. We've been talking actually for several months, wanting to bring Nicholas Murray on board with Mind Muscle Pro. First and foremost, my friend, thanks for being here.
Monica, thank you for having me.
And thanks for wearing blue. You actually, we were talking and I said, I have forever been known for this color. And when we were talking about setting this up, he's like, well, that's our color. So it was just a natural. He looked great in the blue. I'm so happy. It's just a perfect match. Yeah, look at there. There you go. Look at that blue.
It was good. Meant to be.
Exactly. So Nicholas, you're in from Tampa?
Yes, ma'am.
So where did you grow up?
I was born in Illinois. I grew up mostly in West Virginia, but I've bounced around a lot. But now I've been in Florida for over a decade.
I was just going to say, well, you call Tampa home now.
Absolutely. I'm a Floridian at this point.
That's it, Floridian, yes. So, Nicholas, we have a mutual friend that introduced us, Todd Michaels. So, Todd was on this show when we talked about friendships, and some people think it's hard to form friendships as an adult. And I thought about that, and I thought, wow, it's unfortunate that people feel so lost. They feel that there's cliques out there. Some people, how often have you been coming in and out of St. Louis? Because I want to know if you feel that this city is cliquey. People say that.
I've been here quite a few times now.
Do you feel that?
Somewhat, if I'm being honest.
I want you to be honest.
It's a great city. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's.
Did anybody ask you where you went to high school?
No.
Because
no.
That's a thing here for some weird reason. Oh, yes. It's always, and then if someone says, well, I didn't grow up here. Okay, yeah, never mind, you won't get it. And that's where they say a lot of the clickiness comes from, is that if you went to this high school or that high school, it's like the social status of your parents. And I looked at it as, oh, maybe I played soccer with this friend from this school, or we played against each other. I never took it the other way, but a lot of people say that that's why they do it. And they think that that's where the clickiness comes from when people come in town from another area. I don't ever want you to feel that way. So as you come back in, I'm hoping that people are warmer and warmer, because I want people to look at St. Louis and say, no, it's warm, and we embrace. That's what I'm hoping you'll start doing to the Floridians and the others that are coming from outside. So Tampa is where you are, but you are traveling all over with your organization. So tell us about Mind Muscle Pro and how long it's been in existence.
It's been in existence now for 3 years. December of 2022, we officially became a nonprofit.
Okay.
We've been 3 years plus now. We've been doing our thing. Now with a lot more consistency, and you know, we're putting more time into it, and it's been fun.
And I want you all to follow on Instagram. What other social channels are you on?
We have a Facebook as well. Okay. We're not on that as much, but it's we're trying to grow it a little bit.
So if they want to find you, what's the handle?
Mind Muscle Pro.
Okay, so look that up. You have been doing some incredible videos. We're going to get into all the amazing things you're doing, but let's go back. Why did you launch this?
It's actually been in the making for more than a decade. I had some significant struggles with depression. From a very young age, I had several suicide attempts. Not a sob story, though. My life has been amazing, and I found some answers, and that's really what Mind Muscle Pro is My answer was something that was very simple. Lifting heavy things and putting them down really sparked my healing journey, and that's why we created Mind Muscle Pro, because it it's a way for us to show people that don't feel like they have answers, some different options for answers, whether it be through working out like has been for myself, or yoga or meditation or music or art. There's so many different people we're meeting that have experienced these amazing beginnings to healing journeys through various things that I don't know that everybody thinks of them as, you know, we think of the gym as something that we look better physically.
Right.
We feel better physically. But really, that's the smallest thing that it does for myself personally, and really for everybody I meet. It changes the way we feel about ourselves internally, and it makes us happy. It's the best antidepressant in the world, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, 100%. Nicholas, so I've been a personal trainer for 25 years, and what I've watched in people that I've either trained or in the life coaching that I've been doing over the last several years is we're never going to be able to get to that true potential that you have if you don't understand the connection of this and this to all of this. That is truly what's held people back. And when I started seeing that and put more of an emphasis on it, and I created the whole triangle of life theory, which is the mental, physical, spiritual, you fill it into the triangle every single day, you make it a part of your life. You might wake up in the morning and say, I just do not feel like working out today. So then you would put physical at the top of the triangle because it needs tended to. It's like a garden. That needs to be focused on first, then mental, maybe, then spiritual. And every day it may flip around, and that's okay because we're all different creatures of life. So your triangle is not going to look like my triangle. But the mental game is the biggest part of it. That is so important, and then you put your heart and your soul into it. But yes, when people turn to addictions that are not healthy for them, all it is going to take them into a darker and a darker place. If you can find the positivity, the gym for us, the dancing for me. Do you like to dance also?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Our director of operations, Cheyenne, is that's her gym essentially is dancing.
I'm right with her. I've been dancing since I was a little girl. I love to dance, love to sing. I will absolutely agree with you. The arts, what it can do and light people up. Since you've started Mind Muscle Pro, are people kind of coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, you need to focus on this because this is helping me, and maybe open up your mind to go, wow, I had no idea. No idea that that's another avenue for someone that will help their dark state.
Absolutely, and it's been really overwhelming in the best possible way. With there are a lot of things, not just physical things, that have helped people tremendously, and it's been eye-opening for me how many people experience, through art or music, or we've done goat yoga.
I know. I was
where
just
we're
going to
playing
get into that.
with goats, and all of these things they have incredible power, and I think that we need to start thinking in that way. We've been conditioned to believe that if we're depressed, we need to take a pill. And you know what? At the end of the day, I've seen antidepressants help people, but I think that should be a last resort instead of a first resort. And that's what our aim is to help people try some things before even going into that world.
Yeah, I always want to be as authentic and as real as we can be. Understand something. If you are under the care of a doctor and that is the route that they have you going, that's fine. Stay on that. But I'd like for you to look at every possible avenue that can bring you some fulfillment and some happiness, and maybe less and less you're on that. I've had a lot of people reach out to me, Nicholas, that have said, I don't want to be on the medicine anymore. What can I do? Right? They feel so lost. They feel alone. They don't want to talk about it. I will say this. We have mentioned a lot about the pandemic, which we all have gone through. And during that time, though, I think I like to look at the positives of it. There are a lot of positives. One, it's connected us from all over the world being able to do Zoom together, right? Everybody had their Zoom happy hours and their get-togethers. We were able to connect. The other aspect of it is it allowed people to start talking about mental health and that it's okay to not be okay. We will say it again and again and again. It's okay to say, I'm in a dark place. Or as Nicholas just said, and thank you, by the way, for saying it, I have a dear, dear friend of mine who's going to be on the show hopefully in the coming weeks. He has a very similar story as you. He's in the gym. He and his wife own this gym here in Brentwood. phenomenal shape. Everybody will, it's all the stereotypes that people do. Oh, they'll look at you and go, oh, this is a good looking guy. He's built. I've looked at his videos. What does he have to be worried about? Why would he have tried to commit suicide? They look at my friend Brock, who I've had on past segments when I was on Channel 2 and Channel 5, did beautiful stories on. Same thing. He's talked regularly on his Instagram account of, I'm going to talk about this because people need to talk about these things. So if you're just tuning in, let me reintroduce my guest, Nicholas Murray, Mind Muscle Pro. I want you to follow them on Instagram, Facebook as well, Mind Muscle Pro. So you went through some dark times. What was your darkest? How old were you?
My depression started when I was very, very young. As young as 5 years old, I started to exhibit anxiety and way more worry than a young person generally has. And by the time I was a teenager, it was almost debilitating, and into my early adult years as well. And it was, overwhelming. I mean, for when you're a teenager or when you're a young adult, there's a lot of stress anyway.
Yeah.
It's a confusing time. You're learning about yourself, and those things coupled together. It was probably when I was in my late teens was when it was really the darkest times, and I was, in psychiatric hospitals, over and over. And when that sort of thing happens, I think you start to believe that you're too broken to fix.
Yeah.
You're done, and it's
You're in a dark tunnel and you don't see the light. You don't see a way out. And you don't, back then you probably didn't talk about it because it used to be, oh, it's taboo. Don't tell anybody you have a mental health, right?
As a man especially,
Yes.
I think I was conditioned to believe that you don't, if I'm a strong man, I'm not going to talk about it. If something's bothering me, you suck it up and you move forward. And that's another thing that's been amazing about this project is we've connected with men that are, real life tough guys, amazing people that have served in the military, police officers, people that are, for lack of better words, known as tough people.
Yep.
But to me, they're even tougher now because they've showed that vulnerability, and it gives me the courage to continue to be vulnerable myself. So I'm so thankful for men that are stepping up and realizing you are strong.
Yes.
It takes a stronger person to talk about what's inside than hide it.
Amen. And I think when they start to strip all of you, men, and I'm so glad you brought it up because it was my next part, when you strip the armor off and you show that vulnerability, yes, it's scary because you're wondering who's going to reach out and be there for me, or is everybody going to push away and I'm going to feel all alone again? But instead, you're finding the opposite. More and more men are saying, so this is okay. And the more you guys do it together, men to men, then they go to the women that are in their life and go, oh, this is okay. I'm not being looked at as weak. We look back at generations, Nicholas, and I've heard, 30 years of broadcasting. I've done a lot of interviews of men saying, we were told not to. We were told you do not cry. We were told you don't even say you love each other. My father, some people will say, my father never told me he loved me. I think he did, but we weren't supposed to hug. We weren't supposed to do any of these things. And then somewhere along the line, thank God, it started to change because we need you to open up. What a dark place for you to be to not show emotion.
Yeah, and that's part of it too. That's part of our healing.
Yep.
When you go through trauma, when you have awful things happen in life, just life in general, it doesn't even have to be trauma. Life is hard.
Yep.
For each one of us. I mean, the ability to talk about it is the only way you heal. Yeah. It just is. There's not another way to do it, unfortunately. Like, it would be great if there was some magic, pill that, take this and you're good. But we have to process the things we go through, and we have to talk to them. And as men, it's just as important as it is for women. And,
yes.
and we're seeing all over the place that men are starting to connect with that and be okay with it. And it's It's a beautiful thing. It really
You
is.
just took the words out of my mouth. If you hadn't said it, I was going to say it's a beautiful thing, and I'm so glad it's happening. We're going to take a quick break. Nicholas Murray, again, Mind Muscle Pro. I want you to look at it on Instagram, Facebook, follow that. We're going to go deeper into some of the stories, the places that they're going. And again, once you watch these videos, I'm hoping it's going to give you hope that there is this light that you can see, that if you're in a dark, dark place right now, please seek out help. I'm actually going to put on the screen as well and in the comments suicide prevention numbers, lines, talk to people, because I'm going to share a story with Nicholas about something that happened in my life, and it was from that moment on that I will forever make sure that I look you in the eye, that I reach out of my comfort zone and look for someone who might need that helping hand if you're more aware in life, let me tell you right now, if you're more aware and get out of your way and look around you, ethnicities, race, culture, just start understanding that if you bond more, you're going to start seeing things. It's a whole new world out there for you to start seeing the people that are actually wanting and seeking out your help. More with Nicholas when we return. Envita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. Envita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, Envita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let Envita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online envitahealthandwellness.com. Welcome back. It's the Real Monica Adams Show, and we've been talking with Nicholas Murray with Mind Muscle Pro. If you missed any of the beginning, go back. You are going to want to hear what this man has to say. You might see yourself in this, and I hope you do. Or you might see someone that you deeply love and think, wow, maybe I need to talk to them a little bit more. Make sure that they're doing okay. Again, understand that there are organizations like this. There are people out there that truly want to help you. Nicholas Murray, again, has been my guest for the last 15 minutes or so. First of all, thank you for being real. Thank you for being authentic. Thank you for speaking your truth and saying what you've been through. I also want to thank God that you're still here. That's the most important thing, is when I hear these stories, I just have to say, I'm so glad that whatever dark place you were in. And it's not to say that you snap your fingers. Like you said, there is no magic pill that says you're out of it and forever it'll be puppies and rainbows. There's still dark times, but as you work through this and as you talk more and you do this incredible organization that you have, you see hope, right? I ask people to pick an intentional word every morning to start their day and to bookend it with gratitude. So I'm just going to put you on the spot here. Pick a word. Don't overthink it. What's your word for the day?
Now I'm on the spot. I don't know what to say.
Just pick an intentional word that you want for your life.
Peace.
There we go. Oh my gosh, did you seriously? That is my word today. You've got to be kidding me. I literally said peace, calmness, peace and calmness. And I started breathing and meditating, and peace was my word. I went back and forth of which one I want. I can't believe you just said that. That just gave me a chill. That's crazy. We're so alike, including wearing the blue. If you're just tuning in, we both did that. So since you launched this, Nicholas, what has been the most eye-opening for you? Any story that you've really loved since you launched this?
So many that we've just been kind of blown away with. We have these moments where we've really kind of put it in God's hands to guide us. So it's been, I'd have to say, our trip to Arizona. There were not even one person specifically, but we took that trip because Sedona is kind of like the mecca for alternative healing. All of it was very foreign to me and a little ridiculous, I guess I'll say, mostly because I don't know anything about it. And it was just like this woo-woo kind of hippie kind of stuff. And, I wasn't around that. So it absolutely blew my mind. We did a bunch of different interviews with people that were just incredible and doing things that, we went to a woman that does healing for people with horses. And we did craniosacral therapy with another woman. It's cool. See, this
So
was so
there's a gentleman in
unknown to
town
me.
that I want to introduce you to, Tom Tessero, who owns the Healing Arts Center. He introduced me to craniosacral, oh gosh, probably Jim and I have been back together since 2012, so it was right before him. And the things that happen, look into it, by the way, and what happens after birth, and shifts and patterns in life, and what you can draw back to yourself. It was mind blowing to me. So, did you experience it?
It was, yeah, we try to experience everybody
Okay.
we interview. I'm really glad that you've done it because I didn't know anybody else that had. And then this is part of the reason we do this is because we want people to be introduced to things that they might not have, thought about in regards to mental health. Even when I was laying on the table initially and I met this woman and she's this beautiful soul, I'm like, I was blown away to the point where at the end I had goosebumps
Yes. I
talking to her. I'm
do
like,
right
this
now.
is incredible. And
Did you get emotional? I started
yeah,
crying.
yeah,
Yep.
I definitely, I've got emotional a lot on this project,
Sure.
and I never anticipate that because I'm real focused on the person, but their stories and their healing powers and journeys, it's impossible not to when you connect with somebody on that level.
Well,
But
Nicholas, I'll say you are truly living when you let the emotions go. The all-out sheer laughter, the crying where you think, where's this coming from? I told you, being in television, I had to suppress the emotions. That's not good. He was talking as a man that men are for generations told, no, you got to be strong. Don't show those emotions. But those are all very dangerous places to go when we should be able to be authentic. The name of the show became The Real Monica Adams because I wanted people to be real. And I wanted you to know that this is who I really am. I promised to share a story with you. So when I was in the business, it doesn't matter where, I had a woman that I worked with. And, just stereotypical, people would look at her and she very easily could have just blended in. She didn't stand out. She didn't think, well, I'm not attractive. No one's going to look at me. And no one did. They would walk through the hallways, never see this person, which I just thought was such a shame. And I would say, good morning, every day, good morning. And it would take everything out of her to raise her eyes and just utter just a sound. And then one day I said, good morning, her name. And I said, you look beautiful in that blue. And maybe it's the reason I'm so drawn to blue to this day. Maybe. I just thought about that. I just got chill about that. I said, you look beautiful in that blue. And she looked at me and she said, thank you. I said, you speak. And she smiled. Nicholas, I always cry when I tell this story. She went home. She came back the next day and she stopped me in the hallway and she said, you saved my life yesterday. And I said, how did I save your life? And she said, because I was going home to kill myself. And I thought, and it just took my breath away. And I said, no. And I, grabbed her hand and I said, how did I do that? And she goes, because you saw me. No one's ever seen me before. And guess what, Nicholas? Here. She is the CEO of a bank today. And I believe that we're all put into someone's life to show them their true potential, that someone has to see you. Someone has to be there for you. Someone has to believe in you. And all I did was the thing that I end my show in every day when I ask you, if you want to be anything you want to be in life, go ahead. But first, be kind. Just be kind people, kind human beings. But that's what you're doing. You're giving that kind of hope.
the power of that story is so important for people to know that sometimes just the smallest gesture, and I can resonate with that when I was at my lowest points, how much I needed people just to be nice to me, because we don't have any idea what people are going through. And I've learned that the older I get, the more I'm seeing people out there that have been, and some are not quiet. Some are so happy, and they just need somebody to acknowledge them and see them. And I love that you said, she said that you saw her.
Yeah, that was
That's
the most
what
beautiful
people need. And as human beings, that's part of what we're here for.
Yeah.
Is not just to make our own lives better, but to help other people.
Yep.
And it's absolutely imperative that we make that a part of our life. Being good to people is powerful, and it's saved my life before. I've had people that still to this day, and I have a great life, Monica. My life is fun. We're having a blast. We're going all over the country, meeting amazing people. But at the times when I was not okay, there are still people to this day that I'm like, I don't even know how to express it to them, and they know, and they said the same thing that you just said, where they're like, I was just nice to you, and I just thought about you, and that's it. That's the
it.
power.
And it is an extremely powerful thing. I love that you said a few minutes ago that it's not all the people who look like they're hiding in a corner, that they're extremely introverted, that they are disconnected from the world. There are many masks that people wear. Let's think. There's tons of stories, but I think the biggest, people will talk about Robin Williams. Well, he was so full of life and he was so happy. No, he wasn't. But that was the mask that he threw on, and you just have to be more aware. I wish people would be more present, Nicholas. We're all just going through life, and we're in the it society, the immediate. There's a very narcissistic side of many aspects of life that I always say, people, you just need to slow down a little bit, be more aware of what's going on around you, and you'll see each other more. You'll be kinder. You'll have more peace. You'll have more hope for the world. I'm going to take one more break. We're going to wrap up with my guest, Nicholas Murray. Again, it's Mind Muscle Pro, at Mind Muscle Pro, on Instagram and on Facebook. And I hope as you're watching this that you see two kind human beings that have been connected from a Floridian to a Missourian. All over the world, we are looking to change lives together. I love what Nicholas and Cheyenne are doing, and I hope it's giving you some hope as well. So we'll be right back to give you some hope right after the break.
It's the icing on the cake.
The final brush stroke.
The finishing touches make all the difference in your home, too.
Have fun and get started at carolhouse.com/room planner.
With thousands of accessories in our 3.5-acre showrooms.
Get your picture perfect room and the lowest prices in the country at Carol House.
Because you like nice things.
Welcome back, The Real Monica Adams Show. And again, we've had a very powerful last half hour with Nicholas Murray with Mind Muscle Pro. If you've missed any of it, please go back and watch from the beginning. And maybe you make this show as one of your resource guides to say, hey, it's what the two of them said that's giving me hope. Wherever you are in your life, I want you to understand that there is a place for you to go. There are people out there, there are organizations that I want you to seek out. Understand that you're not alone. I know that at this particular moment you might be receiving this and thinking that there's no hope for you, but I want to again provide you organizations. I want you to provide you phone numbers and people that are there, even if it's just a call to a prevention line, and so hopefully they can talk you out of the dark place that you're in. Nicholas has been sharing stories about where he was, and now here he is giving back and telling this story. So goat yoga, I saw. Was that fun? I've never done it.
It's absolutely a blast, and if I'm being honest, it's more about the goats surrounding you than the actual yoga. Yoga's great too. We've interviewed some people that do yoga. I've done some myself, but it's a must. I mean,
Goats
you can't
are
not
puppies, too.
smile.
Exactly.
Like you can't. You
I
just
talked to my
can't.
brother and sister-in-law about it the other day, and they said, I don't get it. And I said, it's nothing to do with the yoga. It's just the goats popping on you and laughter, right? We need more laughter. There's puppy yoga, there's goat yoga. What has taken you out of your comfort zone the most in what people have introduced you to?
I have to say a couple things, but we interviewed this an amazing dance community here. Anthony Red Williams has this. We interviewed a bunch of dancers in that community. I'm not a dancer. I can slow dance. I'll slow dance all day. When it comes to they do hip hop dancing.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh, it was fun though, and it felt good to get out of my comfort zone. Everybody was welcoming, and I was awful, but it didn't matter. It was still, let's take a step out of something that makes me comfortable, and it felt good, and that's the power of stepping out of your comfort zone.
Isn't it fun to not take yourself so seriously and in your mind you have so much pressure. Everybody's trying to be so perfect, and once you realize that we'll never be perfect, we're imperfect creatures. We were made from something or someone, whatever your belief is. I believe in God, you do as well. So we were made from perfection, and we are imperfect. So we have to take the pressure off of ourselves to try to be so perfect every single day. That's the hardest part for so many people. They're like, oh, you're actually releasing me from having to try to be so perfect? Yes, we are trying to do that to you. So do you enjoy dance now? No.
I mean, we did another interview in Tampa with Fred Astaire Dance Studio, and I enjoyed that more because they were teaching me basics of salsa, but also some like real ballroom dancing, I guess, but slower.
Were you doing like the waltz?
Yeah, that kind of thing. So I enjoy that. Hip hop dancing, I mean, they told me, they're like, look, we've been doing this since we were little kids. So I enjoy it when no one's looking, I think, more. But yeah, it's good exercise. It's fun. It's definitely makes me laugh when I see videos of myself.
I've got to see you try to do the salsa hips. This is not easy for a lot of guys.
For me, it's definitely not easy.
So where will your path be taking you here in the near future as we watch your Instagram page?
We have an incredible. I mean, this is a passion project for us, Monica. We're not funded. We're slowing down, to be honest, because we have so much content from all over the country. So we have to edit things, and we're also going to initiate our free Zoom classes that we're going to offer, which I'm so excited about. Essentially, I'm a personal trainer. I've been a certified personal trainer for years. I'm going to offer some free Zoom classes for people because that's what sparked my healing journey. So we want to introduce that to other people in hopes that it'll do the same. Cheyenne was a dance instructor for 15 years. She's going to lead we're doing this on Google Meet. I keep saying Zoom, but she's going to lead a dance class. We have musicians that are stepping up. We have a person that does guided meditation. So we're going to start incorporating those, and really, we're going to keep doing interviews as well, but we have so many that we have to edit at this point.
And absolutely, and any of us in the business know how much it takes to get into that. I want to say Cheyenne, who works with you, she's actually from Missouri, right? She's from Sullivan area, so she's a Missourian. We said we're blending the Floridians and the Missourians together. Well, I am excited for what you do. If somebody wants to give back, donate, whatever that they want to do with you, just reach out to you on social?
We have our website has a donate section that we just added. We actually, from the beginning of this, I didn't want to monetize in any way, but we work regular jobs. We have children. We have these super busy lives, and the power that we're feeling from this, we just want to do it more. And so yeah, our website has a donate button, and
is it mindmusclepro.com?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So are you still a trainer?
I don't have any time. I have a regular job,
what do you do?
This. I'm an ambassador for a casino, and I deal cards. Actually, I used to be a management guy there, and I've been blessed enough to be able to take a part-time gig there and really focus my energy on Mind Muscle Pro. And
love it.
What I really love is helping people, and I'm taking a pretty significant pay cut, but it pays me. You know what I mean?
You know what? God provides when you follow your passion, and He's asking you to do that. So you would trust me, and you get this. You wouldn't be taking a time back, taking a pay cut, if you weren't seeing the power in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
And just watch how it pays off, because it already is with the way you're impacting.
It's paying off for me. This has been therapeutic for me as well. I mean, we started it to help other people, and it's helping me so much. It's just tremendous.
Well, I so am glad that we finally got a chance to meet in person, and I don't think this is the end. I think we were brought together, and I believe every path that God is taking me on is bringing us to impacting the world on a grand scale, because this is what we need. We need more of you to talk like this. We need men and women. We need to affect the children, because again, if we were all to look back at the younger versions of ourselves and said, if somebody had just said it was okay to say this, it was okay to feel this way, it was okay to seek out. I mean, Nicholas just shared how young he was when he first felt that darkness. If only he had known some of these things back then. People say that all the time. So whether you are very, very young or you're one of our seniors, I want you all to feel the calmness and the peace and the hope that we are trying to provide for you. Nicholas, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much, Monica.
Mind Muscle Pro. Look them up on Instagram and on Facebook as well. I said it earlier, and I'm going to wrap up with it the way I do each and every show. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. If it's your first day, welcome aboard. If you've been with me since March 1st, we're on quite a ride, and I am not ending this anytime soon. I was saved when I was 19 years old with my blood clot. I believe this, by God, to be one of his disciples here on earth, to make a huge impact, and I am not just going to do a splash. I'm going to do the nesty plunge in until I'm no longer on this earth. So let's do this together. We will have more and more incredible interviews just like this. And if you know someone that you would like for me to interview, if you have a business you'd like for them to be a part of this show because we align our missions, well, reach out to me, info@therealmonicaadams.com. And remember, see yourself in every aspect of life, whatever your potential is, whatever your possibilities are, grab them. But in a world where you can be anything, just be kind. Have a beautiful day.